Yes, you can laugh. So in late 2008, I was diagnosed with triple-negative breast cancer, and I thought, 3 negatives, that sounds good. Turns out it's the opposite. It's really, really bad. It's very aggressive and has a higher mortality rate. So for Christmas that year, I received the gifts of surgery, chemotherapy and radiotherapy. These are very, very shit Christmas gifts. So if you can avoid getting those for Christmas, please do. So here are 10 real things that people said to me when I had cancer, and I will give you 4 things to say instead. So the first thing that was said to me, and it kind of came up a lot, was, my auntie died of breast cancer. This is not helpful. When I've just been diagnosed with cancer and I'm not sure what my prognosis is and I'm being told it's aggressive, explaining to me that your loved one is dead, not helpful. Everyone gets breast cancer now. It's like having the flu. If only I could take some Codral, spend 5 days in bed and be back to work. It was 2 years before I could go back to work, so it was a very long-lasting flu. You are going to have the most amazing boobs. Not only is this not true, but Australia has one of the worst rates of reconstruction in the Western world. So this is not true. You can have fun wearing crazy wigs like Samantha in Sex and the City. That was a TV show. It was fiction, not real. So that's the key thing to take out of that comment. Everything happens for a reason. What was the reason? Am I a horrible, terrible person? Is that why it happened? Never ever say this to somebody who's been diagnosed with a life-threatening illness. Seeing you with cancer is too upsetting for me. This happened twice, and I lost 2 friends who could not be in my presence while I was going through cancer treatment. It's a very, very common experience. I'll bring my children over to cheer you up. So, if you don't know, when you're going through chemotherapy, you don't have an immune system. Your children are cute, they're great, but they're full of germs, and it's not fun for me. I read that cancer is caused by soy, mobile phones, chemicals, bad feelings. This is victim blaming and does not help the person who's going through treatment or experiencing the illness. Have you tried natural therapies? So obviously we put our hands in the lives of, we put our lives in the hands of very experienced medical professionals, but beyond that there is nothing a cancer patient won't investigate in their own treatment. This is a really big one. What can I do to help? Sounds reasonable, you've said it, I've said it. What you're actually doing is you're placing a burden on that person who is experiencing the illness to give you a job and to organise you. And they will most often put on a happy smiley face and say to you, no, I'm fine, I don't need any help. It's not true, but that's easier than taking on the task of organising you. So 4 things to say instead. The first one is to say something. I can't tell you how often people say to me, oh, it's been weeks, I haven't said anything. So the person who is experiencing the illness, how they interpret that is, you don't give a fuck. You need to say something. Even if you're worried about getting it wrong, you need to acknowledge what's happening to them if you want to maintain the friendship. This is what I recommend people to say. Something like, I'm sorry this is happening to you. It's truthful, it's not embellished, it just says it as it is. You're not offering advice they don't need. I'm sorry this is happening to you. A really good thing to say is, I'm going to do this. So instead of waiting to be asked or to be told, you say, I'm going to unpack the dishwasher, I'm going to mow the lawn, I'm going to drive you to chemo, I'm going to pick up the kids from school. Don't wait to be asked, because you're not going to be asked. And then, if ever was there a time for the bossy friend of your friends group to shine, this is it. I'll take that person worth their weight in gold. And the bottom line of the situation for somebody with cancer is what they need you to do is do more and say less.